Hello.
Why do you look confused?
I didn't mean to.
Is it because we're making it weird? You should be a little confused. That's kind of the point of making things weird.
I do think that's true. If you're listening to this podcast, if your eyebrows don't raise once every 3 minutes, you're not listening to it correctly.
I was going to say once an episode, you know?
Oh, okay.
I feel like 3 minutes is a little bit too high of a promise there, bud. So I wanted to open up this episode. By the way, this is Make It Weird, and this is our mini episode number 2.
This is Make It Weird, the mini weird.
Yep, I'm Weird Haley because I'm sick and my voice sounds like shit.
She actually smoked an entire pack of cigarettes before this episode.
Where are my Marlboros? Oh, God.
Drink your tea.
Okay.
I also have something to start with. Either one.
I wanted to start with this for a little bit because it cracks me up.
Let's go.
This is a headline that I saw and I set it aside because immediately. And this is especially relevant because we saw this movie 2 days ago.
Oh shit, let's go.
3 days ago.
Let's go.
Mattel apologizes after mistakenly printing porn site on Wicked movie dolls packaging. Did you see that?
I heard about this.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Did nobody QA that? How did that get through?
Somebody saw it and they were like,
no, but nobody thought, let's try to see what Wicked.com leads to. Are you kidding me? Of course it's a porn site. Oh, white men.
Oh, man. Yeah, there was definitely white men involved.
Anyway, what did you want to start out with?
Well, I wanted to start out...
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Sorry.
When we post this, tomorrow will be Thanksgiving.
Yes, this is going to go up Wednesday.
Yeah, correct. So I wanted to say, obviously we post everything to social media.
Sorry,
this is our first video.
I forgot we were on video.
We're so new to this. So we post everything on social media, lots of clips on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube as well, if anyone is interested in listening on YouTube. And I just feel like you've done something correct in social media when an insecure white man leaves a rude comment on your video.
Oh my god, is this...
Yes.
Oh, I loved this comment. Yes.
So I'm going to first start out with the comment. So this person said, women are about as funny as British people, which is funny in multiple ways. The first being that obviously there are some really fucking funny British people.
Most of them are. Have you seen the whole fucking lot of them?
Exactly.
You put them together, that's a lot. You put them together, you get one normal person.
Right, hilarious they are.
No, that cracked me up though, because I grew up watching Monty Python, Quest for the Holy Grail and Spamalot.
Yes.
And I was like, British people are so fucking funny.
So good.
Hit him with the wall bubble. You're killing me with that. We're done. That's the funniest shit I've seen all week.
So, my job, unfortunately this isn't our full-time job, but my actual job that pays my bills, last year we went out to visit a client in England. They all have a very good sense of humor. Mm-hmm. But we were talking at dinner when it was a little bit more casual after the day had ended, a big group of us, and we were talking about the differences between how Americans talk and British people talk and how there's a bunch of different dialects in both.
Yeah, we sound normal and they sound British.
Exactly. And so somebody, literally the CEO of one of the companies, he was making fun of how we said water because he asked me to say it and he goes, water. And I said, well, at least it's not bowl of water.
And
I haven't been fired yet.
Oh, that's good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So really quick, just going back to this joke that women are about as funny as British people.
Oh, sorry. I forgot about that.
No, you're good. I just wanted to say to that insecure white man, hopefully one day you go to therapy and you uncover that your dad didn't love you enough and your mom loved you too much.
And that says a lot coming from you because you don't know what a dad is.
A what? Sorry. So I don't know my father, and it's not a sensitive subject. Even if it was, we'd probably still make fun of it.
Of
but one time Haley came over and we discovered we had the same Starbucks tumbler. And we were like, how the hell are we going to tell these apart? We're spending the evening hanging out. So she wrote has dad on her cup and I wrote no dad on mine.
It works. I mean, now I know it's my cup. All right. So let's read some fucking headlines.
Yeah. So the point of these is that the story itself wouldn't take much to explain because everything you need is in the headline.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to read these headlines because they're truly just hilarious and wonderful. And I can't wait for us to have some of the same ones, because I bet we do.
Oh, for sure.
All right, so I'm going to start by... this is actually, you can tell it's from somewhere in the UK because it's written Britishly.
Those fucking unfunny fucks.
Worker boasted he ejaculated in boss's beard balm after a row.
What? No shot. Are you
so
kidding?
Him and his boss got in a fight, and so he jizzed in his beard oil. And they went so far investigating it, like, as to, like, actually have a scientist, like, look at it and figure out what it was. Yeah. I would assume he doesn't have a job anymore.
Okay. Mine is more than 130 escaped hamsters ground plain for 4 days.
Yes!
Like, why? Are you kidding? Why? Why are there 140 hamsters?
Stanford expert on lying and technology accused of lying about technology. So apparently he teaches classes on lying and technology, like AI and how you can use all of this to create false stuff. There was some trial that he was used as like a resource expert.
Okay.
And he made up 2 articles. They don't exist.
Police hunt 4 to 3 monkeys that escaped from a South Carolina research facility.
Yes.
I love that one.
I've seen a ton of stories about
That's
this.
close. That's like 20 miles from where I grew up.
Oh my God.
Like, it's close to Charleston.
Oh my God.
I
Has
like
your mom
call my
seen
mom.
any monkeys?
I literally texted mom. I was like, hey mom, be aware there are monkeys out. Like, it's beginning of Planet of the Apes. Be careful.
Be
She's
careful
like,
out there.
Yeah, she's like, I'm in Ohio. It's fine. Great. Okay, awesome.
Pizza Hut is introducing a tomato wine.
Oh my God, I fuck with that. Are you kidding me?
I know you when you love tomatoes.
Love tomatoes.
That is a wine?
Yes.
No.
Oh, that's the only red wine I'll drink.
It will taste horrible.
It'll taste like tomatoes, which you don't like, but I do. You understand? I drink Bloody Marys.
I know you fucking love with them. You love them.
I do love them. Smuggler arrested with 300 tarantulas strapped to his body. I didn't know they made harnesses that small.
This is one that I actually haven't heard yet. Most of these I had heard up to this point. That's... What?
Yep.
Great.
Yep. That's all I got for you.
All right, I got one more.
Okay.
10-year-old calls 911 for help with math homework.
That's adorable.
And they helped him.
Good for them.
The person had time, and so she attempted to help him, but if you look at the transcript, he tells her the problem, and she basically is like, I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
She tried. It was very
That's
sweet.
so sweet. So do
All
you
right.
want to give your story first, or should I do mine first?
I'll do mine first.
Okay.
Mine is crazy. It is a bit sad, I will say. So
okay.
maybe yours will lighten up a little bit afterwards, or maybe
We'll
not
see.
at all.
We'll see.
On Tuesday, November 12th, so a couple of weeks ago, a human head was found washed ashore a Florida beach. Florida at it again.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't want to add too much comedy into this because, like I said, it is pretty sad and it's very recent, but
I can't help it.
Hella interesting.
I'm not British, but I am a woman, which means that I am still kind of funny. So I'm sorry if I...
Well, but you don't have a penis, right? I think this disqualifies you from most positions. So this happened in, I'm probably saying this wrong, Key Biscayne. It's Biscayne, Florida. The head was found on a portion of beach behind a condo. There was a person who was raking the beach, found the head, called police officials. They did identify the head not long after it was found. It belonged to a 19-year-old man who officials and family say vanished in the ocean earlier this month. So,
mate, that's a baby.
Yeah. So medical examiners identified him as Victor E. Castaneda Jr. of Miami. He disappeared into the water while swimming off South Point Beach, south of Miami, and this was on November 9th. Now, it says that he and his sister, 17-year-old Haley Clements, were swimming together and were struggling in the water. And basically his sister got out and he did not.
Yeah. You gotta be careful when you're swimming in the ocean. Like,
yeah, you absolutely
They can look so calm, but the riptide,
right?
If it gets you, it'll get you.
Yeah, I've been in situations where I wasn't purely in danger, but I had kind of felt the current pull me in a way that you don't expect it to.
Yeah. But
yeah, so basically they were having trouble in the water. Bystanders were able to help and rescue the sister. The brother couldn't be rescued. But I mean, the wild thing is that only his head washed up on the beach. I mean, it just
that
absolutely
makes sense
insane.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also pretty crazy that, I mean, Granted, of course, you have the face, but it's
Mhm.
still pretty crazy they could identify him based purely just on his head. Like,
Were they able to get like DNA or anything? Do we know? Where they just said,
it could have
I
been dental
mean,
records. It could
yeah.
have, maybe his face was not that in bad of shape and they were able to identify him that way.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine, I would assume that the family had to identify him.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
is, it's one thing to have to identify someone you love with a dead body, but I can't even imagine
Yeah.
only their head.
Have you ever heard of in Washington State all the feet that were washing up there?
No.
Yeah, it was on the coast. It was either Washington or Oregon. And long story short, it was people they believed that had committed suicide by jumping. It was like cliffs.
Okay.
By like jumping off cliffs or just going out and just
Sure.
not wanting to return. They were like, why just feet? This is why it makes sense to me why the head would appear. Why just feet? Because your shoes are buoyant. You're not going to take your shoes off when you kill yourself, typically, I would assume. If you're out in the wild. I don't know. I've not done that before. Don't have experience there. But you've got like these foam-based shoes around your feet, and then fish or whatever come along and start chewing away. Your joint is a pretty weak part of your body.
Wow.
So it makes sense that you'd have a part that would kind of want to separate and float up and then wash up on the shore of Washington or Oregon.
Yeah. Dang. That's crazy.
That's
wow.
sad.
Yeah. It is sad, but hella interesting and a hell of a news article.
Yeah,
title.
I'm glad they were able to identify him and at least give the family some closure.
Yeah. It's time for your story.
Okay. I am labeling this story, please microchip your dogs.
Okay. Which you should.
You should. This story is wild, and this is just like, dogs are the best.
Yes.
All right? So, here we go. On April 5th of 2023, Texas police were notified of a brush fire. There, the police also found a body burned to a completely unidentifiable state. And they found a dog, who is a Labradoodle named Titan, who was barking nonstop and refused to leave the area. They took the dog in and they checked Titan's microchip, and they were able to, using that, confirm the identity of the deceased.
Holy shit.
Mandy Rose Reynolds, yep. She had been shot before being put inside of a container that was then set on fire. The next morning, the body was removed, but a passerby found Titan sitting at the same spot. So, like, the police were there that night, and the next morning they came to take the body away. Titan's still there. So somebody called Robinson Animal Control, which is a local animal control facility, that found the microchip belonged to Reynolds. The police went to Reynolds' home and found it completely empty with all of her possessions, including her car, missing. Robinson Police Detective, which Robinson is the name of the city that this happened in. If it's not clear, I apologize. But he testified this past Tuesday that the microchip company sends out alerts via texts or emails to owners when the lost dogs are found. So Robinson Police Detective Marshall Perry testified Tuesday that the microchip company sends out alerts via text or emails to the owners when their lost dogs are found. Perry, who spent 4 hours at the crime scene the night before in a driving thunderstorm that included hail, testified he was reviewing crime scene photos and other evidence at his desk the next morning when he got a phone call that really confused him. Call comes in, and Perry answers it, and while he answers it, he's looking at Miss Reynolds' Facebook page, using that information of like what she looked like this is a woman, she's kind of small. They answered the phone call, and they were like, this is not the person that's on the phone with us, that's claiming to be her. Yeah. So somebody called in and was like, hey, like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, that's not you. He goes, quote, the pictures I saw were of a small, petite woman, and the voice on the phone did not match her photos. I was super confused.
What?
Yeah. And then he testifies that while they were looking at Miss Reynolds' Facebook page, the images and the pages disappeared before their eyes. Like somebody's going through and deleting stuff, right? The person that called was like asking, hey, like, where's my dog? I was on my way to Wichita, Kansas from San Marcos. I stopped at a gas station near Robinson and my dog jumped out of my car and ran off. Caller says this happened around 1 a.m. on April 6th, which the detectives knew was a lie because the authorities saw Titan at the crime scene at 10 p.m. the night before.
Whoa.
So who in the world would be calling, asking about this dog because they got an alert?
And giving very specific details
Yes.
that if you were actually calling, you wouldn't be like, hello, I am calling from said location, and
Yeah.
I lost my dog at said location at approximately this hour.
Right. So who the fuck would be calling? The murderer.
Mm-hmm.
The police believed it was her murderer, who was her cousin Derek.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And this lead was strengthened when 2 days after the body was found, Derek was seen driving Mandy's black Honda Civic.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Driving her car. He saw the officers behind him and he immediately sped away through residential neighbors at a rate of high speed.
Oh shit! No,
Officers,
car chase.
yeah, oh yeah, we've got a car chase. Officers said the chase lasted about 30 minutes and only stopped as the driver crashed into another vehicle, ran inside a nearby grocery store where he, quote, hid on a shelf behind canned goods before police apprehended him.
What a big old dummy!
Oh yeah. And then, so they've got him in custody and they start investigating, and police find a .380 handgun under the floorboard of his driver's seat of Reynolds' car, which matches the bullet that they found in her body. Surveillance video from a Walmart in San Marcos showed Derek buying a large plastic storage container identical to the one Miss Reynolds' body was burned in, a shovel, and a gas can on the morning of April 4th, which is the day before the murder. Video also shows him leaving the store in Reynolds' car and Titan sticking his head out of a window.
Oh.
The medical examiner eventually identified the body as Reynolds through dental records, officially, and it was determined she died from the gunshot wound to the head, and the bullet was recovered from her remains that they were able to tie to that handgun. After Derek was sentenced to life behind bars, chaos erupted in the courtroom after the defendant called out to accuse the victim's brother of a crime while Miss Reynolds' family gave their victim impact statements. A brawl then broke out between the victims' families on one side of the room, while Derek's brother-in-law, mother, and sister retaliated from the other. Police eventually got a handle on the situation, and Derek was led out to prison. Assistant District Attorney Ryan Calvert and Alyssa Killen said, the keys to this case were a heroic and loyal dog named Titan and an extraordinary cooperation between law enforcement agencies in multiple jurisdictions and states. That combination has delivered justice for Mandy and safety from a violent and dangerous criminal.
Holy shit. Twists and turns.
Isn't that crazy, though?
God damn, that's insane. All from a fucking microchip. They figured that shit out. Yeah, microchip your fucking dogs, y'all.
It just might, I was going to say it might save your life, but it just might help identify your body.
I mean, at least if you could be identified, that's,
Yeah.
So, in keeping with it being Thanksgiving, we wanted to read a couple of Thanksgiving themed listener stories. So Haley has one to start us off with.
Oh, am I starting?
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you were. I'm so
It doesn't
sorry.
really matter to me. Okay, I'll start. All right. So this is from my mom, which, hello, Mom. Thank you for listening. You've been a devout listener for the last, 4 episodes.
Erica!
Love you, Erica.
Love
Yes.
you, Erica.
This was Erica. I get it. She was very heartbroken that I hadn't mentioned her yet. She was like, you've mentioned your dad. You've mentioned your stepdad. You haven't mentioned me. And I pushed you out into this world. She didn't say that, but the first hurt she did.
We would never forget her.
So one of these stories is one that I requested because I love this story. It's one that I've heard almost every year from Thanksgiving, and it is just very, it's just my family. That's really all I can really describe it as. So here's her email and her voice. Should I do my Erica voice?
Oh my god. I mean, you're basically doing it.
Wow, rude. She goes, I don't know if my story really qualifies as weird, but here we go. P.S. Haley asked me to send. My weird story doesn't involve me placing a wire in a cat's ear, becoming a traitorous rat bastard, or finding a human head in my wall, so don't get too excited. So, when I was about 5, my grandma took me to a turkey farm to pick out a turkey. We picked out this glorious turkey and I named him Tom. Grandma and I visited Tom pretty regularly, and it was so fun watching him grow. We stopped visiting Tom, and I had assumed it was just because the temperatures in southern Ohio had grown cold and no one wants to catch pneumonia. Fast forward to Thanksgiving. Being the true helper I am, I woke up early to help Grandma get the turkey ready to throw in the oven, happily chanting, as all 5-year-olds do. My ADHD kicks in, and I say, Grandma, we haven't seen Tom out in a while. We need to go visit him soon. Without missing a beat, Grandma says, no need. You're visiting with him right now. That's Tom, and he's going to be delicious. I promptly burst into tears. Grandma grabs her camera to take a picture of me bawling my eyes out. Stages to capture little old me crying and holding Tom the turkey. I'm pretty sure that's where my aversion to food with faces began. Now I have to go dig through my attic and all of my closets, and I have a lot of them, to find that photo.
Oh my god, poor Tom.
I love that story.
Oh, that's so funny.
If I find this photo, if Mom finds it and gives it to me, I'll take a picture and we'll post it on the gram.
Please. Also, just the fact that someone was like, let's let you meet your meat. We didn't need to do that. You could have just given him the turkey. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Another honorable mention would be the year my mom bought her house on the outskirts of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Oh, Grandma Sarah. I have something to say about Grandma Sarah.
Let's go.
Okay. Grandma Sarah, my mom texted me, and I forgot about this. Speaking of Thanksgiving and making it weird, I'm going to hope that I can bring this up to her. Mom texted me about the last full, and she goes, Grandma Sarah has been complaining for years about having to save up money to bury those damn horses. So I'm going to go.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about.
I've never heard this. But anyway, Thanksgiving dinner, you bet your fucking ass. Grandma Sarah, I'm just saying, you could save money by investing in some TNT.
Have you ever thought about detonating your horses? Can you pass the gravy?
Yeah, let's explode Smokey. Thunder will go right after. All right, so Grandma bought a house in the sticks, no cell phone signal. So somehow my mom did not know, or she didn't really comprehend, the land they bought backed up to a hunting preserve. My mama hates hunting. She hates how the animals are baited with feed and the whole concept of it. Although she does eat meat, and commercial animal farming is much more... Mom, I don't want your vegan rant. Get it out of here.
Erica wants everyone to be vegan.
God. Anyway.
No, you know how most vegans and vegetarians don't try to press their values on you? Bless you, Erica. You just want everyone to be a vegan.
Erica.
All right.
Anyway, so picture it. 2 women cooking enough food to feed an army out in the boondocks. Then the gunshots start.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
My mom would promptly run out the front door to her porch and start screaming at the hunters. Mind you, my mother is 5'2" and 100 pounds soaking wet. So this is quite comical and entertaining. There are several bouts of this. Honorable mentions. That was close to you, motherfuckers. And that's a lot of shots. Does your aim suck that bad?
Damn. Get wrecked.
Fast forward, it's getting dark. My mom goes outside to get her dogs to come in. And all the dogs come in but the beagle, Lucy. Mom jumps in the car to drive up the country road to try to find Lucy. Picture 2 crazy women driving and yelling out the window, Lucy! Lucy, come here, girl! Mom sees a group of hunters by the road and pulls over to ask them if they've seen her dog, but it morphs into asking them if they shot her dog. This happens with 2 groups of hunters.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And this tiny lady is giving them the business. These goddamn hunters who had guns about shooting her dog. Well, at this point, she has now convinced herself they had killed Lucy and just were not going to tell her the truth.
Oh no.
We pulled on the country lane leading up to her house, and when we get to the house, Lucy's sitting on the fucking porch.
Oh, thank God.
None the wiser to all the chaos they had caused.
Oh, poor Lucy.
Oh, yeah, alive and well. In reality, Mom hollering at the top of her lungs probably had her spooked. And when Grandma left, she probably decided it was safe to come home. Thanksgiving is still my holiday. Sent from my iPhone. Thank you, Mom.
Bless you, Erica.
Oh,
thank you. Oh,
bless.
those were both fantastic.
I'm glad you liked them. If anybody else has... Actually, Christmas is going to be coming up in about a month. If anybody has Christmas stories, Christmas legends, Christmas... I don't know, other
Like if
stuff.
you're sitting at the dinner table at Christmas or Thanksgiving and somebody tells you an insane murder story or a ghost story or something like that you didn't know... 9 times out of 10, people in your family are kind of like gatekeeping some good shit. Get it out of them. Next up, we're going to keep in line with the Thanksgiving theme here. So we've each got a Thanksgiving fun fact, but make it weird. So my fun fact.
Yeah, mine's so lame. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I forgot to put this in here.
What'd you put?
Sometimes I have what I call shower thoughts. And I apparently I wrote one down. Do you ever think about how salivating is just your mouth getting turned on for food?
Don't ever say that to me again. Thank you. Get it out of here. I don't like it. No.
Anyways.
What's your fucking fun fact?
So, you know the company Butterball, the main... You know it, right? That's not the fun fact. It's just the name of the company.
That's my fun fact.
The company Butterball, it's the company where most people get their turkeys from and have for many, many, many years.
Okay.
Butterball has a turkey talk line. It is a hotline you can call for turkey tips. And they're open on Thanksgiving through Christmas. So I had never heard of this before. And apparently a lot of people have because I found a lot of stuff on it. But basically... yeah, so when the hotline first opened up to, it says, to panicked chefs in the early 1980s, a mere 6, quote, Home economists responded to 11,000 phone calls during November
Oh my
and
God, it was
December.
real people.
Yes, it's real people. Still to this day.
Oh my
You
God.
can call them on Thanksgiving and like the week leading up to.
That's really cute.
Yes.
What the fuck?
It's so cute.
Can we call them right now?
Yeah, we probably could actually.
Just call them and just like thank you for your service.
Thank you for all you've done for everyone who has a turkey. These days, their staff has expanded to more than 50, and they answer more than 100,000 questions.
50 people?
Yes.
That's too many questions for those people.
I know.
More people. How do I sign up? A volunteer.
Right, it sounds kind of funny. So most common questions, obviously, how to thaw a turkey. And of course, as most people know, nobody takes the turkey out soon enough unless you are a tenured turkey cooker. Fact, turkeys take 1 day in the fridge for every 4 pounds of meat to defrost. If you're listening to this on Wednesday, it's too late to take your turkey out. Go buy a ham. All right, other common questions. How to roast a turkey, how to store a turkey, and how to know when a turkey is done. So, a couple of stories from callers. First one is that multiple articles I read, which is honestly really sad. It said that most of the callers are from frantic and stressed women who are just calling to vent because they're having a horrible time.
Aww.
Because no one is helping them and they're tasked with doing everything, and men are incompetent and don't think that they need to do anything. All right, some other fun questions. Can I brine my turkey in the washing machine?
No.
Another one. The family dog is inside the turkey and can't get out. It was a Chihuahua, and he did get out safely.
How did he get in there?
I don't know.
I blame child.
He really wanted to eat Tom.
Yeah, Tom the fucking turkey got a chihuahua up his butt. God damn.
Another caller worried that her turkey wouldn't come out of the oven because she figured it was going to rise like bread does.
I don't understand.
You know the I Love Lucy episode? I don't know if you ever watched it.
I love I Love Lucy.
Where she bakes bread and it like gets bigger and bigger, and then she basically like can barely pull it out of the oven. It's the size of the oven. Yes. That's what this poor woman was picturing, and she was having anxiety over it. One Butterball employee actually stayed on the line while her caller walked through a grocery store and painstakingly picked out ingredients for his Thanksgiving dinner.
That's sweet.
And then the last one, in 2014, a hotline employee recounted hearing from a wife who came home to find the turkey floating in the tub while her husband gave the kids a bath.
You don't want child butt funk turkey?
Believe it or not, because the turkey hadn't been removed from the package, it was salvaged.
Oh my
though the
God.
kids complained about the chilly water.
Yeah, I fucking bet. Are you kidding me?
And you know what that man's response was when that woman came home and said, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes, how am I supposed to know every little thing, Diana? Like, how am I supposed to? I put it in the water.
Yeah, I'm just thawing out the turkey like you
Can
told
you stop
me to.
being so dramatic? I can't believe how upset you're getting right now.
Well, maybe if you were home and you were thawing out the turkey, this wouldn't have happened.
Believe it or not, Haley and I are both in heterosexual relationships, and we love our men very much.
Anyway, I do. He drives me fucking nuts sometimes, but I do love him.
I don't drive Bobby nuts ever. I'm perfect.
And certain parts of him. Not Bobby. Casey. Cut that. My coworkers listen to this. My coworkers listen. Cut it. Keep it in. Cut it.
Oh, man.
Was that your fun food fact?
That is my fun food fact.
Mine is very lame. I got very frustrated. I was going to do a whole thing on Jell-O, and then I found out there is so much more to Jell-O than I ever expected.
Oh, yeah. Jell-O's, like, kind of horrible.
I love Jell-O.
I like Jell-O.
No, but, like, Jell-O was invented in, like, 1910s, like, instant Jell-O.
Yeah.
And it was, like, this huge hit, and I was going to do this whole thing on Jell-O salads and the savory Jell-Os and the nasty, ugly, yucky ones that I want to try so desperately. No, too much information. I don't have time. This is a mini. So instead, the turkey was domesticated twice, in central Mexico and in southwestern United States. This domestication happened at the same time about 2,000 years ago. The southwestern domesticated, disappeared, and the turkeys eaten today are all derived from the Mexican domestication.
Oh.
Yeah. And then domesticated turkeys made quite the journey to the tables in the United States. They were most likely brought from Mexico to Europe and then came to eastern United States by Europeans when they settled in the colonies.
Interesting.
That's my.
So we all eat Hispanic turkeys.
Yes.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I realized my turkeys were from Mexico when they started saying La Cucaracha at me. They had little sombreros on their little feet. I am Hispanic. I want to make that really clear. I'm not being racist.
I'm not, if you couldn't tell.
You're not allowed to laugh at my jokes.
Oh, fuck.
End it.
End it now. Shut it down.
Yeah, I think that's it for... Oh, that's not it.
It's not it, because guess what? It's time for everyone's favorite, all 2 of you that listen, Cutie Pie Corner.
You down with CPC?
You know me.
Hell yeah. Cutie Pie Corner. Cutie Pie Corner.
Let's go. All right, Cutie Pie Corner. Headline. Gophers 24-hour visit altered landscape 40 years after eruption at Mount St. Helens.
What?
So this is actually very cool. It's very sciencey.
Yeah.
And these little gophers have changed the environment where the Mount St. Helens eruption happened. This article was dated from November 15th from NPR. So the explosive eruption of Mount St. Helens in southwest Washington state in 1980 blew out the mountain's northern flank and destroyed some 135 square miles of forest. This is just a quick little recap of the eruption.
In case nobody had ever heard of this before, you know.
Blast covered the mountainside with a very thick layer of ash, thick enough to cover a car, basically.
Wow.
It was the most destructive volcanic event in American history, claiming 57 lives and causing staggering ecological damage. Ecological damage. So, bring in the gopher. Scientists wanted to know what would happen if pocket gophers, known as ecosystem engineers, which is so cute,
Ooh.
for their outsized effects on habitats, were given a chance to work in fenced-off plots of land.
Mm-hmm.
So these are referring to the northern pocket gopher. There are several different species of gopher.
Imagining gophers that like fit into your pocket.
Yeah, they're teeny tiny.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it says they're anywhere from 5 to 14 inches long, so they obviously vary. But I mean, if you got a little like 7-inch little guy, they go in your little pocket. Yeah. You may not want it in there because they got pretty sharp little nails. Like, and there's a picture we'll post on social media. But I mean, they got long little nails. They don't fuck around. Guy. So the article said the gophers were allegedly grumpy, being transported from their home on the southern side of the mountain to the area known as Pumice Plain. The reason it's called Pumice Plain is because the eruption turned most of the terrain into giant pumice slabs. After the eruption, the pumice contained no measurable carbon or nitrogen. So a healthy soil should have a small amount of both of those. It says, there's so many good quotes in here. The gophers were grumpy, but they understood the assignment.
Hell yeah.
Brought by helicopter to a barren landscape with pumice stones the size of marbles and golf balls, the animals did what they've always done. They started digging. So they stayed on this plotted land for 24 hours. So basically, the gophers were brought in via helicopter from the south side of the mountain into the side where the eruption happened via helicopter. They just scooped them up, brought them in for 24 hours. That's it. So now, only 6 years later, this article came out recently because they revisited the area, but just 6 years later, after 1980, when scientists returned, they were stunned to find some 40,000 plants in the area.
Wow.
While nearby patches of land remained desolate. So the part where the gophers got in there, dug, and did their awesome little ecological business, plants were starting to thrive and grow.
Dude, put it back in there.
Right? The microbial community fostered with these plots, specifically mycorrhizal fungi. I definitely said that right.
Great at parties.
All still allowing plant life to thrive in the area. Part of the credit goes to the gophers' diligent digging, which cycled fertile materials back towards the surface. But they also left things behind, from their droppings to spores to fungi. They basically bring in little pieces of, I was about to say the economy, of the ecological ecosystem where they live. Like in their little poopies, underneath their nails, in their mouth. They bring all this with them. So it says, brought a sampling of life-supporting material from their home forests, including soil spores, seeds to help in their digestive tract, etc., etc. But yeah, so they visited this plot semi-recently again, which is when this article came out. And it's still 40 years later showing positive effects. There's more plants than any of the other areas. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
pretty crazy. So
These little guys go.
go Gophers!
Go, Gophers, go.
Go Gophers,
Go,
go!
Gophers,
So that was another episode of Cutie Pie Corner.
Yeah, you know, CPC.
You know me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I think that really like wraps it up for this episode of Mini Make It Weird.
Yeah, this little mini episode that was only 4 hours long.
Oh my god, no, we've been recording for like
It feels like a very long time.
thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining for our second mini episode so
second
far.
mini, yep.
Yeah, second mini weird. There'll be more of these every other week in between our regular episodes. There'll be a mini like this where we explore weird current events. Cutie Pie Corner will be a regular staple.
Oh, yeah.
We always want to know about some really fucking cute little animals doing cute things.
And we always want listener stories. We
Yes.
definitely want like ones around the holidays right now because that's what's coming up. But
Yep.
if you have any weird stories, fucking send them our way, dog.
I mean,
Love
really,
that.
they like the subject here is so broad. It can be science-based, murder, true crime, paranormal,
Mhm.
ghosts, aliens, like any of that stuff. No creepypastas, preferably, but something, something weird,
Yeah.
weird, shitty, weird shit. We want to hear about it.
Will it get you kicked out of a dinner party? Then we want to hear about it.
We want to hear. If you brought it up at Christmas at the dinner table and everyone stopped talking and they were really confused, we want to hear it.
Tell us.
Tell us.
Make it weird.
Make it weird.
pod@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. MakeItWeirdPod@gmail.com. We're obviously also on all the social medias: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
Not Blue
Facebook,
Sky because that's
not
just
Blue
too much.
Sky. Yeah, not Twitter.
Maybe
just
eventually.
Fuck Elon Musk. We're just gonna say that every time.
Yeah, fuck Elon Musk.
Fuck Elon Musk.
Fuck Elon Musk.
Burp in his face.
Make him like it.
He probably does, that weirdo.
Oh, for sure. You can. Yeah, that man's built to like burp.
That man is a burp.
He is the human personification of a burp.
Yeah, if a burp was gonna be a person, it would be Elon Musk.
Damn straight, dog.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Thanks for joining us on our other mini Make It Weird.
yeah, and just
Keep on keeping
keeping
it weird.
weird.
Bye.